And then we've got one last part. I've heard via an actor that 50% of actors have stage fright. I'd love to hear your experience of working with actors, especially where we can help them with that isn't taught at stage school. I don't know what's taught at stage school, to be fair. And I love working with actors because they're really good at taking on a part.
Mm.
So we basically create a character that they become that gets added to whatever they're going to be doing on the stage. I think that's the simplest way I can explain that. So we create, again, it's a bit like the avatar. So they're used to having this particular part. So we then create the actor part of them that doesn't have stage fright. And then they can step into that, much like my musician stepped into himself before he went on stage when he was performing brilliantly. We have them step into that character they've created of them being an amazing actor. And then from there, they step into the character that they're portraying on the stage in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's 50%, but I know that many that do experience in real nerves and anxiety, and most of them take that as part of, you know, the price they pay for getting on stage. They, you know, there's so many famous people. I think it was John Gielgud who used to throw up before he goes on, used to go on stage. But then once they're on stage, it's all gone. So it's like they go, well, it's the bit I have to go through in order to get there. So it's something that doesn't need fixing for most people, because they'll still go there and they'll still do their craft.
Yeah, they do. They perform.
But they've got, you know, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, bizarrely, I've had film actors who are going to be performing on stage live, freaking out.
Yeah,
they're
that's
okay
common.
Performing in a film, but suddenly they can't do retakes because they're on stage.
Yeah,
and
that's very common. I
also had a stage actor who was going to be in a television series who was freaking out. But in their environment of being on stage, they were okay. And then it's just a matter of altering the strategy for them.
Yeah, and it's like most things, isn't it? You find out the strategy that's not working and muck it up, and then find out the strategy that was work and map it across to the new context. I got a phone call from someone. It was Christmas Eve, and I don't know. It got. Oh no, Paul kind of gave him out my mobile. Okay, so it was Christmas Eve afternoon. It was, hi Steve. You know, hello dear. You know, hello lovey. This conversation. I need you to help me. I need you to help me. I mean, who the hell are you? So tell me who he was. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Boxing Day afternoon. I'm on stage and I'm terrified. I keep losing my words. I need to see. I said, well, it's Christmas Eve. I'm not seeing you Christmas Day. So I'm all right. So I arranged to see him Boxing Day morning.
Yeah.
And all that had happened is like 3 weeks before, he'd gone out, he'd had a little tipple, he said. Came in, he'd never fluffed his lines before, but he fluffed his lines. You know, was it something to do with the drink? I don't know. Do you normally drink? He said, no. But then he'd anchored fluffing his lines to going on stage. Yeah. He was very quick. He was a very fast learner. And I said, so what's the problem? He said, well, what if I forget my lines? I said, okay, look, you know, you're a Shakespearean actor, and you've been another one had been around for like 40 odd years. I said, what's one of the first plays you did? And it's Hamlet. And I said, quote me a piece. And again, it's not one of those goosebump moments, you know. World famous actor, to be or not to be, or whatever. That's Macbeth, isn't it? Yeah.
Alas, poor Yorick. When did him well.
When did you learn those lines? 40 years ago, and you can still remember for 40 years, and you're worrying about remember saying it was still fresh. Oh, yeah. So I just got him to step into himself and being able to perform and just be, you know, be very present. And it was off. You know, it's so some of them is so simple work with actors because, like you say, they can step into the role. I had a really interesting one, which is a bit of a twist on it. Again, famous actress. She was playing the mother in Blood Brothers. I don't know if you've seen the play. But there's a bit at the end, spoiler alert, in case you're going to go, where it's really emotional. I think it had two sons die. I think the brothers died. I can't remember that. I went to see it once. It was very emotional, but I can't remember what happened there. But she was playing this role, and the role involved her to be in despair at the loss of her children or her child. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she played it so well that she was living her life in despair. So it was about teaching her to come out of it and clean it all up, and not lose the emotion that was in the role that she was stepping in. So that was an unusual one. It's very, very different one. But entertainers are very entertaining to work with, for sure.
Yes.
And always get them to perform, because you get a one-off opportunity. You
do. I got tickets to a concert. I'm very happy.
Yeah. Ditto. Yeah.
Yeah. So